Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're jumping right into day 2 of this fascinating 7-day productivity framework we've been unpacking. And today's source material zeroes in on one absolutely crucial concept: focus. Seriously, if your attention feels like it's constantly being pulled in a million different directions right now, this framework offers a real game changer of a perspective on how to get it back. We're going to explore the mechanics of attention, the real psychological cost of losing it, and exactly how the author suggests we can reclaim it. So let's dive right in.
Distractions are the silent killers of your dreams. Wow, just let that sink in for a second. What's really interesting about how the author frames this is that deliberate use of the word silent. Because, when we think about things that ruin our long-term goals or sabotage our biggest ambitions, we usually picture massive obstacles, right? Huge public failures or major life crises. But the source material points out something way more insidious. It's the tiny, seemingly harmless interruptions. A little ping here, a quick doom scroll there. They don't announce themselves as dream killers. No way. They just quietly drain the time, the mental energy, and the cognitive endurance you desperately need to build the things you actually care about.
So how do we fight back? Well, to combat those silent killers, the source introduces a pretty radical mindset shift, anchored by this profound thought from Swami Vivekananda: take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. In a culture like ours that constantly glorifies multitasking and having your hands in a dozen different projects at once, this is a really fascinating pivot. The author uses this quote to lay down a core principle. True momentum doesn't come from spreading yourself thin. Actually, it comes from channeling all of your mental bandwidth into one central, guiding purpose. By zooming in on singular dedication, the text argues that we can finally cut through all that noise and start making real, meaningful progress.
The text then sets up this stark contrast with our modern reality, completely redefining what we consider valuable. Think about it. We currently exist in a world of notifications. Constant alerts, emails, group chats, breaking news, all just aggressively demanding a piece of your attention. But to build real momentum, the author argues, we need to completely reframe focus as our greatest wealth. And why look at it this way? Well, because in an economy where everyone's attention is completely fractured, the ability to actually sit down and concentrate becomes an incredibly scarce, highly valuable currency. The framework suggests we should guard our attention like it's our most prized asset, because those who can actually hold on to it, they hold the ultimate advantage.
Okay, so the framework then shifts from theory into a highly specific 3-step action plan to actually pull this off. Step 1, just pick one task today, just one. It brings that singular dedication we were just talking about right down to the micro level of your daily routine. Step 2 is where the author places the heaviest emphasis, and it's this: put your phone in another room. The source insists this physical separation is absolutely mandatory if you want to kill those subtle, silent distractions. Out of sight, literally out of mind. And then step 3, give it 100% for just 30 minutes. It's a totally achievable window of time, but the author's rule here is absolute, undivided attention. Literally no exceptions.
The text makes the case that executing these exact steps actually builds the foundational muscle for creating true wealth. If you can master this level of focus, it acts as a massive multiplier for literally every other skill you want to develop. And interestingly, the source behind this, Daily Wisdom Hub Official, doesn't frame this as just some one-off productivity hack. This is day 2 of an ongoing 7-day challenge. They really encourage readers to subscribe directly to their platform to keep building on this foundation and truly master these habits over the long haul. It's a very structured approach to make sure these little bursts of focus eventually compound into massive, lasting change.
And that brings us to a lingering question based on today's framework. We now know what the author identifies as those silent killers, and we've walked through the exact blueprint designed to fight back against this modern world of notifications. So, taking a hard look at your own schedule today, the ultimate test presented by the author is simply this: will you conquer the silent killers today? The whole methodology is laid out right there, but whether you actually enforce that physical separation and carve out that 30-minute window of pure focus, well, that is entirely up to you.